Welcome to B2B with Randy and Craig, where we speak to local entrepreneurs and learn about their journey. It's B2B with Randy and Craig, where we explore the rise, the falls,
and the kicking.
Hey, easy. Hey, this is a family show of entrepreneurship. Our goal of this show is to inspire other entrepreneurs to get up and move. I'm here with Justin Balunis. Did I get it right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Wow.
Principal, that's not an easy one, of Manif-A-Tent. So let's get right into it. Why tents?
Yeah.
Justin, why tents?
Why tents?
So, me and my partner, while we were in college, we had a summertime job building pools.
What's your partner's name?
Patrick Parton.
Got it.
So we always knew, Randy, that we wanted to work for ourselves. His family owned a couple businesses. I knew I wanted to work for myself at a young age. And we had a friend in the industry, so it always appealed to us.
How old were you guys?
When we started the company, mid to early 20s.
Oh, young guys.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it was college years, and we literally we bought one tent. Really didn't know anything about the industry.
Was there a particular tent? Why that tent? Why that size
Do you
tent?
even remember what kind of event it was?
Yes, so we did a little market research, and we found one of the more budget-friendly manufacturers who, they're very willing to help guide you and what you'll need to get started because,
Right.
of course, they want the client. So we bought one tent package with tables and chairs, and literally it started from there. It started from as the bottom as you could get with minimal investment from me and my partner and just reinvesting every dollar.
What was the biggest challenge at that point? Because here you are as a startup company trying to build your brand. You have this one tent. How are you picking up momentum?
So the biggest challenge was staying focused and, well, for me, keeping a clear vision of what the goal is. And I knew it wasn't going to be easy, and I didn't expect it to be easy.
Is the goal today the same as it was back then?
The goal today is the same as it was back then. However, you're constantly moving the goalpost, right? You never really celebrate the successes. If you had asked me when we first started, where we're at today was the dream.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You get to that point, and nothing's as you had imagined, although we're very blessed and we're busy and we're successul, but that doesn't satisfy that
entrepreneurial hunger.
So that still remains. So
how many years have you
we're
been in business?
12 years.
12 years. So 12 years ago, you bought this first tent.
Yes.
You and your partner started as a side hustle. How many tents do we have now?
Hundreds.
Hundreds.
How did Manif-A-Tent name come to be? Did you have something else that you were coming to, like that or this?
So one of our old boss at the pool company, he helped us a lot in getting this started. He gave us the freedom to manipulate our schedule.
So let me back up. So you guys worked together for a pool company.
Correct.
As a side hustle, you wanted to start a tent business.
Correct.
Did some research.
Yes.
Spoke to your boss, said, hey, look, we're going to continue working for you, but Patrick, I think his name is, Patrick and I want to do something on the side.
Yeah.
Now the ball starts rolling, snowball effect.
Exactly. So this is actually really funny because Brian is his name. He presented the name Manif-A-Tent. Almost kidding, almost not kidding. And we kept mulling it over, and I really did not like it at first.
Really?
Because first of all, I mumble and I have a hard time enunciating words properly, so it was a mouthful. And
it is a mouthful.
When people asked, they would always ask, "Can you repeat that? I don't understand that." And now, I actually love it, and I really credit a lot of our success to the name because it does make people stop and pause and say, wait a minute, can you say that again?
Agreed. It's unforgettable.
No,
once it's in your head, Manif-A-Tent, you can't forget it.
Right.
100%. Are you more than tents, though?
We are, yeah.
Magnifi-Stage?
Manif-A-Table?
Exactly, yeah.
Magnifi-DJ? Right?
Sorry. No DJs. No, we offer anything event rental associated. Tents, tables, chairs, dance floors. We do full event flooring. We do HVAC, heating, lighting.
Intense.
In the tent.
So Craig,
Oh, wow.
I'm going to tell you a story. I met Justin. I used his service, and we got the weather report in the morning. It was like 10% rain, 90% sun. But what do? That 10% is a scary 10%. And you gave me the best advice. You said the way to guarantee no rain is to
Get a tent.
get a tent.
Yeah.
And
That
sure
is
enough,
very good advice.
but it's great advice. But we did get the tent. We did have rain, and we needed 2 or 3 tents.
Yeah.
And tell them what you did. So because we were concerned about the water coming between, because you know how these rains are today.
So, Craig, every space that needs to be tented, unfortunately, is not a wide open field where you could put one huge tent. So, one of our biggest strong points is our inventory, and we have multiple size tents. So,
Right.
in an oddly shaped space, we can put multiple tents together, and we're able to seam them up with a gutter, so your guests could walk.
You seam the
Tents
the
to
tents
each
for the
other.
gutter.
Tents to each other, so that it displaces the runoff to the perimeter, and guests can walk.
Oh, you're walking through, you're not getting wet.
I didn't realize there was a science
Well, this
behind
is
it.
why he's Manif-A-Tent and you're doing videos. So let me ask you another question in your business. What was the turning point? What was the point that you looked at Patrick and you said, "Hey, brother, enough with the pool work. This thing is something."
So this happened in stages. So pools and tents were both seasonal summer jobs. So I also held a winter job, which worked out great for about 7 years. I used to deliver oil. Now, I did that for the first 7 years. Like I said, we reinvested every dollar. We didn't pay ourselves for almost the first 7, 8 years.
Wow.
That's what you need to do to grow a
Which,
business. Feed the baby.
Yes.
Feed the baby.
So unless you're, unless you're starting with a large sum of money to buy the inventory, buy the warehouse, you have to keep reinvesting. You're limited by your inventory. So
Right.
the turning point for us was first, okay, it's conflicting now heavily with the pool company.
You mean time-wise? You're getting busy.
We can't do both anymore.
Right.
And we parted ways with them. And they understood and they supported us. Now, we still held our winter jobs because, again, it was always a long-term play. I was friends with other people that started businesses at the same time as me, solo entrepreneurs. I watched them mix their monies. They got paid. They put it in their pocket.
Right.
And they would look at me like, "You work so hard. Why aren't you rewarding yourself?"
Exactly.
And that was tough to handle in the beginning and stay positive. But
you stayed focused. You stayed.
it wasn't about today. If it was about the money, I would have quit a long time ago.
Sure.
So it came in stages. Then it was, okay, now we're getting busier longer. We're doing holiday parties.
Which brings you into the winter.
The Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's Eve. You're having 50 guests at your house. You want some extra space off the back of your house. We have the ability to pretty much seam up the tent right to your house.
Awesome.
We enclose it. We have fully functional FiberTech doors, just like a door you would have on a home.
Right.
We have heaters that have thermostats to control the temperature.
So, Justin, let me ask you a question. You invested in all this inventory for your winter projects, which are different than your summer projects, obviously. Was it a lot of the customers that you had made these relationships with? Maybe you did a summer barbecue, you did a family reunion. They were calling you now for the winter because you guys did such a great job and you had this passion.
Exactly. And yeah, the advertising, a lot of networking.
Let's talk networking for a second.
So, networking, I love people. I'm a people person. I put relationships first over everything, but it is uncomfortable for me. I'm naturally introverted, so it's
I don't get that from you.
No, I would never guess that.
No.
I've gotten better.
I'm introverted, that's why.
Definitely not introverted.
No, Craig, you're not. But I've gotten better, but it's not because I do enjoy being around people. It's I overthink things. I felt awkward, and but I do value my relationships and talking to people, and that's been one of the most valuable things
To help you grow is the
help me
relationships
grow.
that you've made on the business side.
on the business side. for more than one reason. I don't really network for the referrals, although we all obviously want our businesses to grow.
Right.
Correct.
I don't have a business degree. I don't come from a family of business owners. My drive is instinctual and emotional, and it's all about customer service, and I care a lot about
great.
my reputation. So what I get from networking is talking to guys like Randy and you, and realizing that my problems aren't unique to me.
No, definitely not.
Right? We all experience the same problems,
Absolutely.
but although you feel like you're alone. So networking, it provided me a community where these guys get it. These girls get it.
Right.
And
Experience, share. Hey, tell me your journey because I'm facing this. Have you faced something similar?
Exactly.
And all of a sudden, you have a team of people that are on your side that are cheering for you. They want you to succeed.
absolutely. And that's been a turning point for me.
Awesome.
And, finding a mentor in the industry, that was pivotal for us.
Tremendous.
Especially
Tremendous.
starting out from the bottom, not really knowing everything.
When you say mentor, can I ask you a question? And I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah.
Some people look at their competitors as competitors and not as an opportunity to learn from them.
Future collaborator.
Yeah, is your mentor somebody that's in the tent space or in the party entertainment space?
Yes.
Love it.
So we ended up outgrowing that particular mentor, but we still are forever, grateful for them. What's that saying? Competition happens at the bottom, collaboration happens at the top.
100%.
So my industry is very competitor friendly. Some industries are very cutthroat.
Absolutely.
The video
Excuse me.
industry is. That's
Yeah,
why
absolutely.
he has to, that's why he has the
Very
belt
cutthroat.
like that.
You hear a lot of photographers and videographers that kind of battle each other on the big days,
Yeah.
and that kind of overflows to the DJ, and then it's the maitre d'. It's
silliness.
Yeah,
They should all be
when
working
in
together.
actuality everyone's working for the same team, and people don't look at it like that.
They hurt their industry.
They do.
100%.
Justin, let me ask you. You mentioned something earlier about yourself. You talked about fire in the belly. I always say I could teach you to sell. I could teach you public speaking. I could teach you the product. I can't teach fire in the belly. Fire in the belly is something that you have or you don't.
Correct.
Right? So I picture you on the summer days getting up excited prior to your winter business exploding with that fire in the belly excited. But it was time to deliver the oil. Not the same kind of passion, I guess. Not the same kind of fire in the belly.
No, absolutely not. I felt trapped. I knew this was what I needed to do at the moment, but it was also getting to a point where it was holding me back because I'm trying to answer the phone. I'm out in Montauk delivering oil. I have no service. It's that was the next step, right? Okay, now we need to do this full time.
Got it.
Although things really changed once I started really learning business, and it started out as I want to work. I said yes to everything. I just want the job.
Right.
But I was creating a job, a stressful job.
Yeah. Right.
Now,
You were in the business.
I was the business.
You were the business.
So networking and reading books and being self-taught, trying to create a business now where there's a pecking order and there's
Responsibilities, accountability.
systems, procedures.
Right.
This is all, and that never ends. The bigger you get, you have to constantly,
Yeah.
retool things to fit the growth of the company. But that was a major turning point when we hired Megan, who runs our office.
She's an operations manager?
She
or?
is our account manager, sales manager, who is actually Patrick's sister. So
Excellent.
this is I've known Patrick, my business partner, since we're 3 years old.
Love it. I saw a picture of you guys on Facebook.
at the
or
bus
something.
stop.
At the bus stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
that
it.
long, huh?
So we've literally been best friends for 35 years. Now, everyone always says,
Don't go
What
into
they
business
say.
with your best friend.
Right.
I've actually done that. I've been through that, and I thought I could kind of break that mold, but no, a year in.
Well, that's why I'm with him, because I really
We
can't
can't-
stand
we-
him. I
yeah,
can't
not
stand him.
friends.
We are not friends at all. We barely can sit together. Exactly. So it works out pretty good. Anyway, so you were saying.
yeah. So, and I understand where people are coming from when they say that, right? Me and him have such a respect.
Wow.
And for each other. And not to say that there's not ups and downs like every relationship.
Right, of
Some
course.
days he hates me, some days I hate him, but there's a respect there where
You
we
can
never
listen to
cross
each
the
other.
line.
Right.
We know each other very well, so we give each other the space.
And you probably stay in your lanes,
Yeah.
right?
It's very easy for us to get on the same page. It's a very
Okay.
quick conversation.
Oh, you guys have like similar type of
Completely
personalities?
different people.
So you're oil and vinegar.
Completely different
That's
people.
awesome. You know, that's
works.
opposites attract in that
works.
And
situation.
we're able to cover a lot of
100%.
ground that way.
What's that?
We cover a lot of ground that way.
Yes,
So
of course.
He's cool, calm, and collected, rational. He's like the old school Irish who just internalizes and doesn't. And I'm emotional. I'm driven.
That's awesome.
But
Are you in the field and he's in the office? How do you figure out who is doing what responsibilities? Because
He
the one,
handles
the
the
one way
money.
to avoid problems, stay in your lane.
Yeah.
That's what they
Stay in your
say.
lane. So he has a finance degree from a great college, and he handles the finances. How we started, he handled the back end. I handled the front end. I would answer the phone, quotes, bookings. We're both in the field handling
The
logistics
Got it.
and
Yeah,
operations.
nice.
Got it.
Now, when Megan came in, took over the office and bookings, there's a dynamic switch that takes place when the client is not talking to the owner. It's incredible. It changed the whole company. Now we're focusing on creating a pecking order.
So now you're on the business.
So we're working on the business
Love
at this
it.
Right.
point.
How many employees do you have?
It's seasonal. We have about 12 full-time employees, and during the peak of the season, between 25 and 30.
Do you find
we
it?
say that, I'm so sorry. We say this word season. Give us what season is.
Well, as we've grown, it's gotten longer and longer, but it's mainly May to October.
Got it.
June is wedding season. That's our busiest month. September, October, again, wedding season, full-time on Long Island. It's the most
The goal
beautiful.
is to make every day the season.
Every
right?
day the
Every day you
season.
should never be out of season.
It's always
That's
there.
the goal.
When we started, small party rental company. We had cotton candy machines, we had snow cone machines, bounce houses, and the more we learn in the industry, it's really has completely changed where we focus on larger social corporate events. There's too many weekend warriors that drive the price down, and there's too much competition.
Very
And
saturated these days.
It's
In my business, we call it the tail light warranty. These guys that are not really companies, but
Yes.
they go in, they try to undercut you. The bottom line is, I always say, if you're going to pay cheap, you better be rich because you're going to do it twice.
Absolutely.
And especially if
that.
you're having a party. I mean, I just gave you the story that we had, 30, 40 people during one of these crazy rainstorms. And thank God I used Manif-A-Tent because my guests were completely dry. I mean, like I said, we had tents between tents. I had never seen that
Wind?
before. Wind, tent, we had wind, rain.
hard.
We had
Yeah.
it all. We had everything. But
So now the difference is this is our full-time job. If
Right.
you call me at 1 a.m. or you call the office
Megan,
or send an email, you call Megan, we're going to be readily available to come address whatever issues you're having.
Right.
love it.
But it's been quite the journey.
That's good. Well, the journey's not over.
No,
No.
It's all about the journey.
Right.
So what advice, looking back now, it's 12 years later, you can look back when you and Patrick were working for the pool company and you bought your first tent. Is there advice that you would give yourself, your young self, then that you know now?
Yes, a ton. I don't even know where
One
to
thing. Give us
begin.
one thing.
What do you think the most crucial advice that you could give yourself if you were starting your business, if Manif-A-Tent was starting today, and you could just whisper that one little golden nugget to get you to where you are
Justin,
today?
for me, I would say don't use too much gel. Yeah. That's what I would have told myself, but that's a different conversation.
So, I would tell myself to trust yourself.
I love it. Follow your gut,
Because
trust yourself. That's great advice.
I operate in a state of, I don't want to say fear or panic because I know that I'm committed and I'm dedicated, but there's nothing is guaranteed.
Nothing.
So
Tomorrow's not guaranteed.
there was always that worry. Am I doing enough? Am I doing the right thing?
Right.
And that's part of that entrepreneurial spirit, which you either have or you don't have, which is why when people come, they think it's a get-rich-quick scheme.
No such thing.
So I hear it all the time. You guys are in and out. I paid you X amount of dollars. You guys must be killing it. I'm going to start a tent company.
Yeah.
I sincerely tell them, call me and I will help you. Because I'm not worried because I know what it takes.
Right.
And you have to be a little crazy to do what we do.
Well, you have to be a little crazy to be an entrepreneur in general.
That's what
and agreed. You got to have a little craziness, and you got to be willing to take the chance.
I agree, Randy. And if you're in it for the money,
it's not the way. It's a sense of accomplishment. You know, look, you got 12 people, I think you said, working for you.
Full time, yes.
Full time. Every decision you make, it affects 12 people.
And their families.
So that is a lot of pressure.
And those 12 people aren't just 12 people because those 12 people have families.
Exactly.
So, you know, Randy is known as the Egress Pros, right? And they have big windows, right?
We do.
And I'm known as the undisputed cinematography champion of the world. Is there Manif-A-Tent? Do you guys have some kind of catchphrase, slogan that you guys are known by?
So we're known for our high-end weddings. That's really what we've fallen into.
I think he's asking
We
you have a
don't have
catchphrase.
it
No motto.
currently is turning moments into memories.
Turning moments into memories.
But we're on the drawing board with that right now.
We're going to come up with one.
Yeah.
We're going to come up.
Yeah,
So
comment below on your suggestion.
Yeah, give an idea. Hey, listen. So what we like to do is come out and visit you in your facility. Maybe come out to a job site. Craig is the king of videography. He'll come and videotape you. Let's have the audience see
A day in
what
the
a
life.
day in the life is at
love
Manif-A-Tent, so they understand the magic that goes on from the moment you pick up the phone or you go online and you say, I need a tent, to interviewing one of your salespeople, to the day they set up. And I got to tell you something, the day they break down. Because I can tell you this, again, as a homeowner, you wouldn't even know they were there when they left. My house looked absolutely, it actually looked better. You guys swept also, which I appreciate. It actually looked better. So, you know, at Egress Pros, we always say the only way you're going to know we were there when we finished your job is that you're going to have a bigger window and a little less money in your bank account. I'm going to say the same about Manif-A-Tent. The only way you're going to know Justin was there is your people had a great party. They were dry, and you got a little less money in your bank. That's it, right?
Yeah,
any thoughts? Any closing? Any advice you want to leave us with?
Or someone, maybe advice for someone who's listening at home that may be thinking about starting their own business. You have some kind of advice to kind of send to the viewers, to the listeners, viewers.
I do. So I would say, don't listen to the naysayers. Everybody's going to tell you how to run your business. People who don't even own businesses will tell you how to run your business.
100%.
And I got to pat myself and pat on the back, because had we listened to the naysayers 12 years ago,
You would have been delivering oil.
I would have been delivering oil.
Right, and you're way too talented for that.
And if you believe in yourself, and if somebody's out there doing it successfully, why not you?
Yeah, I agree. I love it. Why not me?
Why not me? If he's doing it, I know I could do it. So I would say, don't listen to the naysayers and trust yourself.
You know, Justin, we both network a lot. Everybody in this group networks a lot. And I learned in networking not to give advice, but give experience share. Because it's not, who am I to advise you? My journey is my journey. Your journey is your journey. But if I can share experience with you, maybe that'll help you in your journey. My advice, I don't know. It's a little different.
I love that. And that's
so what's the future outlook for Manif-A-Tent? Tell us.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, the ultimate goal right now, our strategic objective, the next 3 to 5 years would be to, we're growing rapidly, and warehouse spacing on Long Island costs an arm and a leg. So we would like to buy a building, a nice large facility where we could have the space we need and kind of settle down for a while.
And I'm sure there's commercial real estate people that are listening right now, so they're going to torture you.
Yeah. Listen, 15 to 20,000 square feet, a nice lot, we'll take it.
There you go. There you go.
We're really, like I said, we started with the small stuff, cotton candy machines, snow cone machines.
Right.
We're really focusing on the larger corporate and social events, the
So that's your bread and butter now. You'll do a Sweet 16.
Yes.
You'll do a small party.
Absolutely.
But you're really looking for corporate events. Give us, if you don't mind, can you share a couple of brands that you've been working with now?
So we have worked with corporations like JetBlue. We are part of the Making Strides for breast cancer.
That's
at
awesome.
Jones
American
Beach.
Cancer
Gotta-
Association.
That's
Next month,
huge.
breast cancer awareness month.
Yeah, we do a lot of wineries and vineyards out on the East End. We are the preferred vendor for tents. And
So let me ask you a question. Is there a venue, like if I was at a park holding a party, or venues that you're the preferred vendor in? Does it work that way? Can I call you and get a list of those? Can our listeners call you and get a list of places? Well, first of all, more importantly, how do we find you?
so you could go to our website, partyrentalsli.com.
Okay.
Our Instagram, which is Manif-A-Tent LI. And I mean, you could find all those links through our website.
Right.
And
What's your phone number?
631-445-6109.
And what's the website one more time?
It's partyrentalsli.com. Love it.
Now, you brought up a very good topic I wanted to hit on real fast is social media. You know, it's become so vital for every business. How have you tackled social media since you come up? It's really taken a huge rise now.
Yeah, and I noticed that early on that was going to be a huge avenue for us. And I loved it that I was able to connect with these event planners and caterers. Previous social media, how did you make that connection? Knocked on a door, made a phone call.
Right.
Now I get
Cold
to,
calling.
I follow them. I actively engage with them. I like their
On
posts.
LinkedIn too, right?
LinkedIn, TikTok, social media. I'll comment. I'll like all their photos. I know they're seeing it.
Right.
Love it.
That
Love it.
they know who we are.
Right.
And we've grown, and we make sure our social media is an accurate representation
And reviews?
of what we are. Reviews, another one. That's
Big.
most important.
Big. Well, this is awesome. Justin,
Yeah.
first and foremost, I really appreciate you coming down, spending time with me this morning.
Thank
I mean,
you.
you and I have known each other for a few years, and
Yeah.
I've always found you to be not only a great person, a friend, and your business is so fascinating, and watching you grow it has been so just a great experience.
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming out. We will book and go down and see his facility, see him put us some tents. Maybe he'll invite us to a party. I don't know.
Let's do
Anyway.
it.
Thank you for tuning in, and we'll speak to you next week on B2B with Randy and Craig.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to B2B with Randy and Craig. Looking forward to hanging with you next week.